All right, I'd love to start this one off by yodeling, but I can't.
I was going to say, do you probably not know how?
I know there's a technique to it, but there's no way. You know how they say if you're going to be good at something, not only do you have to practice at it, but you're really going to stay good with it if you want to do it, whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
I have no interest in learning how to yodel, but if I did and I practiced, I'll bet in 75 years I'd be good at it.
Oh, you think in 75 years you'd be good at it?
For this guy,
okay.
Have you heard this voice? Ugh, you want to hear this yodel?
Well, I'm not sure why who would want to learn how to
Somebody
yodel?
does out there.
Okay.
So, of course, you haven't picked up what we're talking about.
Yeah, that was a random.
Yeah, that was totally random. And you would only get it if you have partaken in the cinematic masterpiece that is Joel and Ethan Coen's 1987, in my humble estimation, masterpiece, Raising Arizona. So this was my pick this week. Oh, I didn't grab a recipe. Nah, I'll do it on the fly. And I'm watching the ums. That's one of them. Strike against me. I picked this one out, what was it, last week?
Yeah, I think so.
And you said that, tell me the story. You had kind of seen this when you had when you were little and you had a babysitter, but you didn't.
It's one of those things where it looks familiar, and I can't tell if it's from a trailer that I saw when I was younger or if I actually watched the whole movie. I think it must have been a trailer that I saw in front of another movie. Because watching it, I don't think... Well, see, it's hard to say. I don't know. I can't remember.
So, we saw this...
I could ask that babysitter.
Well, we're doing the show right now. So
I mean, I wouldn't ask her now.
We're gonna have to follow that up with our
I just think that would be interesting.
Bear.
I feel like we would watch... I might have watched it with this babysitter.
You probably did. Well, that was 87. You were 3.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have watched it when it came out. I would have watched it
later.
Way later.
Gotcha.
Like when I was in middle school or high school.
So, for anyone who has not seen it, the sources that Louisa pulled, which were aplenty, you pulled 11 sources on this?
I think so.
1987 Coen Brothers film. It was a stylized comedy starring Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter, one of Louisa's favorite actresses.
I do like her a lot.
This is a layered movie. And as some of you know, we do an AI-generated podcast to review what we're going to talk about. And the visual style for Coen Brothers was... You could call it unique, but this was only their second movie. Blood Simple was their first one, and I have not seen it. You haven't seen it either.
Never heard of it.
And from what I've heard, that one's pretty dark.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. Really dark and not what I would think would be their typical kind of movie.
They tend to have movie. Did you ever see Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
No, I never saw
that. That was closer to this. That was closer to Raising Arizona in terms of music and...
Yeah, the soundtrack is great. I remember that.
And the verbiage, just the way people talk. In Raising Arizona, they take on this kind of 1910 Southern... I don't even know what you would call it. It's kind of like a mishmash of how folks talked at the turn of the century with a southern, southwestern twinge to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
remember some of the examples this is tough to remember verbiage and lines on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
But
the IMDb.
Our writer was some of the verbiage is going to come. Oh, all right. How about the brothers that escaped from prison and Holly Hunter inquires as to why they smell that way. We don't always smell this way, Miss McDonagh. Just when we were relieving ourselves of our own recognizance from the prison system, we happened to run across the main sewer line. Oh, so you busted out. It's almost as if you took a hillbilly and gave them like a 5-star education. Because everybody in the movie talks with a drawl, but it's sort of a sophisticated framework that they pull from. I wouldn't associate anybody speaking that way in 2026. Mm-hmm. But around 1910, it's way more believable. But this is set in the time of Ronald Reagan and Reaganomics.
Yes.
And the whole movie is sort of a mirror that's put up to Reaganomics and how there are, and the movie the overall scope of the movie highlights the difference between the rich and the poor. Mm-hmm. And what will become in later years a ever widening and ever intensifying conversation about the pay gap and the wealth gap in the country. Mm-hmm. So Nicolas Cage plays HI McDonnaugh, and his girlfriend, who becomes his wife, Holly Hunter, is
an ex-cop.
Ed, short for Edwina. And they become a married couple, but he's a con, so he ends up getting just kind of a blue collar job, and they just don't have a lot of money, so they end up living in a trailer. Mm-hmm. And Ed has the desire for children. This is one of those movies when you talk about it, you realize how many layers there are to it. Because H.I., Nicolas Cage, he's a non-violent criminal. Mm-hmm. He engages in robberies, but he always commits these robberies without a loaded weapon, just with an empty weapon. Mm-hmm. That way it's not considered like a violent crime, so he's not sentenced to a large amount of time in prison, but he's a repeat offender.
Yeah.
And I noticed this from what we were listening to on the AI podcast, mm-hmm. was that they meet. Edwina is the police officer who takes his picture when he comes in for booking. Mm-hmm. And she keeps saying, turn to the right. Yeah. And because he goes in there so many times, he's told to turn to the right. And the AI told us that that's supposed to show like an elliptical turn for him to go from, I thought this was a bit of a stretch, but mm-hmm. going from his ways of criminality to kind of turn around and do a 180 mm-hmm. and loop back to, they said this better than I am, but kind of loop back to her into a more conventional life. Mm-hmm. But there was, I guess, in this movie, I saw this. Mm-hmm. There was all these reciprocal components that keep being passed around, like the Dr. Spock book. Mm-hmm. So I get a little bit off topic here. You want to?
No, you're okay. I'm listening, and I'll chime in.
So Holly Hunter and H.I. go to the doctor, and they find out that she is barren, unable to conceive. Mm-hmm. And this is another bit of language that was great in this scene. How did H.I. say it? Her insides were rocky, and my seed could find no... What did he say? Could find no partridge or fallow. It's just not the way you would say we were unable to conceive. He has this... all of their phrasing is very poetic.
Yep.
And what I found interesting, and I'll get back to what happens with the decisions they make regarding this inability to conceive, but Roger Ebert had a huge problem with this.
The way that, yeah.
He shit all over this movie. He hated this movie. And I remember being supremely entertained by it. Both me, my stepbrother and sister, we all watched it together. And this is hilarious. It's just from his buddies, the brothers, John Goodman and what's that guy's name? Can you look up what his brother's name is?
Yep.
Is that Forsythe? William Forsythe? No, it's they bust out of prison.
Yep.
And these guys don't talk like cons.
It's coming.
They talk like philosophy students or philosophy professors.
Yeah, William Forsythe.
William Forsythe.
That's the actor.
So, anyway, back to the plot. There is an unpainted furniture magnate in rural Arizona, Nathan, Arizona, who has a chain. Who has a chain of unpainted furniture stores, and apparently does very well. And his wife has given birth to what has become known in the local papers and the local media as the Arizona quintuplets.
Yeah.
And Edwina is so transfixed with the idea of having children that she just decides that the Arizonas have more than they can handle, and so they're going to abduct one of these kids. Which is funny because I remember seeing this then in '87 and now. And I'm not that the Coen brothers need me to tip my hat to them, but I remember watching this abduction thinking, there's nothing criminal about this. I totally understand it.
Yeah.
They're not bad people.
Right.
When you take a step away from the movie, you're like, this is a couple whose life is in the shitter, and they're stealing somebody else's kid. But when you're watching it, you're engrossed in the story of it, it makes sense.
Well, and also they also think that it's somewhat unfair that one family could have 5 babies. Why does one family need 5 babies when they can't have any? So I think that's another reason.
Kind of loops back to that wealth gap conversation.
They don't see it as a crisis. I mean, they can't.
It's like, how would they even know? It's like it's almost like Edwina assumes on a very peripheral level that Florence, Arizona can't tell the difference between 4 and 5.
Yeah. And it is funny. I know it's like a detail that if you watch the movie you find out, but I love when they go into they sneak into the furniture people's house, and all 5 babies are just sitting there upright in their crib. And mom and dad
underneath their names that are whittled into the crib.
Yeah,
they're all in order, and they're perfectly well behaved.
And mom and dad
are downstairs
on another level, just quietly reading, having their evening cocktail and their evening check-in with the news, and like it's just so funny. All the babies are wide awake. They're watching people come through their window.
Yeah, HI comes in, and this is another thing about. Don't let me forget to talk about the mid character, the mid Nick Cage that the AI brought up. He is so skinny in this role, wasn't he? He was just like a beanpole.
Yeah.
And he starts trying to decide which kid he wants to take, and he eventually gets them all out of the crib, and they're all over the place.
Yeah.
And there is this little ballet that happens for him to get them back into the crib.
Yeah, because it's 5 babies
and
under their names.
And mom comes up and doesn't notice anything askew.
It's very cleverly done.
He eventually gets what becomes Nathan Jr. out, and you know what? I think about all the different layers of this movie and how many. Each scene has something memorable and funny and engaging and witty about it. Hi has two friends, who are John Goodman and William Forsythe. Sorry about the who break out of jail, break out through the sewer line, and their break out of jail is one of the funniest parts in the movie.
Yes. We were reminiscing about it the following morning, and I was laughing so hard. Thought I was going to pee my pants. There's
constant, just John Goodman having this guttural scream.
They scream a lot in this movie.
A lot, just to express themselves when like tensions get too high. There's yelling and screaming.
Just getting it out. It's not high pitched, annoying, obnoxious. It is obnoxious, but.
And
it's very funny.
Do we want to cover when they get Nathan back to their trailer? There is a scene with, is it Frances McDormand and High's, I can't recall the actor who plays High's foreman, but they come over to spend the day with
hang out. They've just busted out of jail.
Yeah, and so the other brothers have to leave for a while. There's an altercation that happens between HI and his boss.
Is it Leonard Smalls?
Leonard Smalls, no, we're going to get to him.
Okay.
Leonard Smalls is the biker.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. Their pictures don't match their characters, so it's tricky for me because I've only seen it once, maybe.
Yeah. So there's an altercation between the boss and HI, which puts their little ruse they put forward to their friends is that she has had this baby. This was Edwina's baby.
Yeah.
So let's see. There is a moment. Actually, when the two brothers, after they break out of jail, they visit HI and Edwina right after they've kidnapped this baby.
Baby, yeah.
They agree to let the brothers stay for one night. Mm-hmm. And while HI is sleeping, this is my favorite part of this movie. I'm going to do my best to recap this scene from the language and the music that was chosen. It was haunting and hilarious all at the same time. Mm-hmm. So there is a bounty hunter, Leonard Smalls, who is...
Oh, yes. Okay, now...
HI is dreaming about having a child and new life and raising a family, when all of a sudden his dream shifts to one of horror and flames. And from these flames emerges the lone biker of the apocalypse, who seems like a dream. He is this dirty, dusty, rock and roll looking Mad Max character who rides through the desert, just befouling everything, shooting animals, blowing them up with grenades. It's absurd.
It's very.
And hilarious.
At the same, yeah.
And the Coens bridge the appearance of this maniac in HI's dream. Mm-hmm. Just speeding through the desert, engaging, going straight to the Arizona's home, riding up a ladder into the bedroom to find Florence, Arizona, discovering that her child has been taken. Mm-hmm. And the music that is set to this was you're going to have to see if you can find this in the notes.
Yeah, okay. Got
because
it. Soundtrack.
The music that was set to this was the instrumental behind a lullaby that Ed is singing when HI wakes up from his dream. Mm-hmm. But the song is not, it sounds like a lullaby, but it's actually about a guy who poisons his wife and throws her body in the river.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this weird kind of duality between she's supposed to be a mother, but she's singing a song about a husband killing her wife and getting rid of the body. There's this conflict between having a stable family and committing all these crimes and having a rough and tumbled criminal existence that goes on throughout the entire movie at all levels. Go ahead. What's the...
Here it says, Holly Hunter sings a traditional murder ballad, Down in the Willow.
Down in the Willow.
As an incongruous lullaby during the film. Is that right?
Incongruous, yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I forgot about that detail. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you well,
and I thought it was so strange.
Yeah,
what she was singing. I remember that.
Have you heard that lullaby before?
No.
So.
Have you heard it in other stuff?
I have not, but I remember we rewound that part with the appearance of the lone biker. It's just such a. It just grabs you on every level. It's both funny and haunting and like eerily terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But so Louisa you don't like grime or dirt or filth. And when you saw this guy, like your reaction was, go ahead.
What? Oh, when I saw Leonard Smalls?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just thinking about it again is like horrible, awful. He was so dirty and so gross. I was like, I have to watch this movie with this character in it. And he like came through like multiple times, and he's supposed to like be a helper. And I was like, I don't...
Be a helper?
Yeah, like, save the day.
Leonard Smalls?
Isn't he supposed to solve the crime?
Oh, no, I think you misunderstood. He is a bounty hunter. And, okay, so there is a scene where Smalls goes to Nathan, Arizona Sr.'s place of business.
Yeah.
And as he's walking down the aisle, his hand is dangling, and you can't tell if it's sleight of hand or if it's actual. He is like a demon, and he manifests this cigarette that just slips into his fingers. And then he does the same thing on the other side with a match, and he strikes the match against a piece of his Nathan, Arizona's inventory against his friend, lights a cigarette. And the conversation they have in Nathan's office, do you remember he says, the only thing we have to talk about is price? Because Nathan offers a bounty of $25,000 to bring his child safe.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the only thing we have to talk about. And if you remember, he says, now there are people, and mind you, I know them, who will pay considerably more than $25,000 for a healthy baby.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, I will find this child and I will sell it to the highest bidder.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't pick up on that, did you?
No.
That's
not
what
exactly.
he meant. No, that's what he meant. He's like, I will sell this child.
Oh. Yep, I did not.
Yeah, he was not a good guy.
See, this just goes to show that I was so turned off by his appearance and demeanor that I didn't pay.
I got like, there are some of these that, like, even the first time I saw it, I didn't really understand. I knew he was semi-mythical, but like the end scene with him. You remember he has a fight with HI. So the Errol brothers. What are the brothers' last names again?
I'm sorry, I have to look.
They concoct a plan to rob a bank, a small bank in the area, because it's when the farmers get their subsidy payments, which I found odd. Farmers in Arizona.
Yep.
But whatever. So they rob this bank, and one of the tellers.
Yvelle and Glenn?
What? No, they're. Glenn is John Goodman, but what's the last name?
No, Glenn is somebody else. John Goodman is Gale.
Gale. Oh, that's right. He gives him a hard time about using his code name. Not even your code name? So one of the tellers puts a dye pack in the money bag.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And on their getaway, I won't tell you what happens with the baby, because that's part of the fun. But the dye pack goes off, makes a mess. They start shouting again. And they are intercepted by HI and Edwina, who have... This is really kind of one of the sadder parts of the movie, in that Nathan Jr. is out of their possession for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And Edwina has a moment where she just thinks about the direction that her life is going, because she is not a criminal.
Yeah, right.
She was actually a cop.
Yeah.
And she says to HI that, you know, while they're trying to get Nathan Jr. back, that I don't care about anything. I just want to make sure this baby's safe.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we do get him back, I don't want to go on living with you. And it's just like heartbreak. You can see Nicolas Cage. He really is a great actor. He just has this look of utter defeat on his face, and he's just hurt. And you can tell, like, at this moment, he's like, "What have I have something good, and my stupid decisions are getting in the way of it."
Yeah.
And it's probably a good point to point out, he has this tattoo of it's like a roadrunner.
Mm-hmm.
It's a roadrunner's head with flames behind it. And Leonard Small, this is the thing, I kudos to you for finding those sources, because they answered that question I mentioned to you earlier in the week about while they're grappling at the end scene,
mm-hmm.
HI pulls aside part of Small's vest,
mm-hmm.
and Smalls has the same tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
And so what that represents with the grenade, when that goes off, HI has to actually destroy what is his dark side.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Smalls really represents.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's all the criminal element that HI could ultimately turn into.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to make this decision to just become a stand-up guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the reason behind the grenade scene,
mm-hmm.
which some of you haven't seen it. You can kind of figure it out, but it's the whole build-up to it is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't
Pick up on that.
Well, about see, these are things that I think maybe part of the dialogue would have been a little confusing to somebody who's seeing it for the first time.
Yeah, I think that there was some or a lot that I didn't pick up on, having seen it for the first time.
Is there anything else that stands out?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it was a very entertaining, very funny movie. That was my takeaway for the first time. There's a lot more detail in it, and that's how I feel that their movies are. I feel like you watch it to watch it, and then you go back, maybe, and see more.
So, I will close with this, just saying that the baby was all right, and he is returned to the Arizonas. But what was nice was, so they bring him back together, both HI and Edwina.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of intercepted or caught by Nathan Arizona Sr. And they don't readily admit that they took him, and Nathan kind of figures it out. And HI just says, look, we couldn't have our own. We figured you guys had more than you can handle. And he actually responds with some grace. Mm-hmm. He's like, no one was hurt. It's all right. But it was funny because as he's departing, he's like, you can let yourselves out the way you came in, which was through the window. Uh-huh. And the closing, just this dream that HI has about what's coming in the future. He hasn't gotten a job or anything up at this point, but it is suggested that they continue to play like a role in Nathan Jr.'s life, albeit from afar.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine how that sounded, but my takeaway from this, I'm just noticing how off-center that picture is. You really want me to move it? That is off-center. You want it to be over the bed?
Well, I'm just confused as to what happened because it was fine in the beginning.
Bed being moved around.
So don't you just move the bed?
I can't move it over that way because, you got a speaker on the other side the wire doesn't go that far.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, I can move the picture, but this has nothing to do with the movie, I know, but...
It's just the way we're sitting and recording.
Now it's bugging me.
Stop looking at it.
I can't help it. It's right over the other side. I don't like it at all. Why'd you let me do that? Anyway.
I didn't let you do that. It just happened. You did a fine job when you hung it.
We gotta fix
initially.
it tonight. I can't stand it.
Okay.
What
Your
was I
final
saying?
takeaway.
My final takeaway was, I think what I enjoy most about this is just how they layered so many different elements into this that they worked like this nice little symphony. There's both, they craft almost like a new language for
the movie.
For the movie.
Itself. Yeah, they talked about that.
They made it funny, but they have this poignant element about there are the haves and the have-nots, even in the rural parts of this country. Mm-hmm. And it works its way down beyond money just to what people are able to attain just for basic happiness, like being able to develop a family. Some of the action scenes, like we didn't even talk about the shootout in the Circle K, or the bank, or the Circle K, mm-hmm. where HI tries to, all he's trying to do is rob Huggies. He's trying to get diapers.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be taking these Huggies and whatever cash you got.
Yeah, he doesn't have any money, so he can't buy them.
And then he's chased by a pack of wild dogs all over suburban Arizona, and
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, like you said, a lot of layers.
It's such a fun movie, and we talk about this a lot, and that they don't make movies like this anymore. They can't. The only way a movie like this can get made now is if somebody decides to make it and they do it on their own. Yep. But this is never going to get done through a Netflix or through a Paramount anymore, and there is no Miramax. So, does it say in there who production was on this?
Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What do you want to know?
Production, distribution.
Casting, conception, film, release.
This was, Reagan era American Family Values, yodeling soundtrack, notable Arizona locations. This is why it bugs me that I can't find the mind map for this thing. Our notebook LM has a long list of all the different elements that pop up throughout this movie and have significance. Musical hubcaps, spherical objects. Oh, here's what I was saying about turn to the right. Ed's reoccurring command for Hyde to turn to the right during his mugshots is interpreted as a symbolic spinning of the character, reinforcing his inability to escape his own orbit.
Not sure the answer to your question.
On my trip across it. Furthermore, the film's Huggies chase sequences is described as being staged like an interior of a pinball machine. That's pretty perfect. Full of corner-turning obstacles that keep the action in a frenetic, contained motion, which is correct because they end up back at the Circle K.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, circular events suggest a philosophical introspection common in the Coen brothers' work. Characters who are trapped by their own natures or the prejudices of others in cycles they cannot easily break.
The film's production company was Circle Films, which agreed to finance the movie after the Coen brothers showed them the completed script and storyboard. The film was distributed by 20th Century Fox.
You can find it online for, what was it, like $4?
Oh, that's what you were looking for.
No. I'm just saying it for people to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who's around my age or Luisa's age has more than likely seen this movie. But
I literally just said you could go to the video store, or just...
How dare you?
I literally was just going to say, you can just go to the video store and look for it on the shelf.
You actually cannot do that anymore.
You cannot.
It's 2026.
It is 2026.
Oh, here we go. The bit about the dialogue I like so much. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Highlight the film's notable Arizona locations and the medium performance of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah, that is interesting.
So, like...
There were different levels, yeah.
Yeah, so to say, when they say his medium performance, before that he did a movie called Valley Girl,
Mm-hmm.
where he was just starting out and had a teen Tiger Beat rebel kind of look to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, he had movies such as Wild at Heart, where he was with, I think it was Laura Linney? Or Laura Dern?
Honestly, I have no idea.
But he started with a lot of... That movie was known for him throwing a lot of Elvis moves and karate kicks, and he was just a loudmouth and wild and crazy.
Mm.
But this was him... he was the most grounded character of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to jump back to Notebook LM here, medium performance of Nicolas Cage, who grounds the movie's more eccentric elements, while initial reviews were polarized regarding its mannerist dialogue and surreal tone.
Mm-hmm.
Retrospective analyses celebrate it as a pivotal cult classic in the Coens' filmography.
Yeah.
Collection ultimately presents the film as a philosophical yet hilarious exploration of man attempting to break a circular cycle of criminal behavior.
Mm-hmm.
As you look at it, I see all the circles in this movie. Thematic stasis and recidivism. The most prominent circular theme is HI McDonough's rotation between prison and freedom. Despite his desire to reform, the sources describe him as being stuck in a circular pattern of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Cycle is explicitly named recidivism by his parole board. So we try not to give negative reviews of the movies we watch, but there isn't going to be one for this.
Yeah, no.
But I've seen this movie probably 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie. So well worth a watch for you younger listeners out there if you haven't seen it. Very entertaining, but just realize this is not meant to be... It's meant to be a little absurdist. So keep an open mind in that regard when you watch it. It's not as absurdist as Airplane. It actually has a sort of a tender plot, but there is some ridiculousness to it. So if you're not open to that kind of tone, either A, lighten up, or B, don't see it.
I would just watch it and give it a chance. I mean, I think...
I don't know if there's any Karens out there who are listening. I'm going to tell you right now, this is probably not your cup of tea, but anybody who's a little bit more relaxed, who can enjoy... I don't even know how you would describe it. It's not full-on absurdist humor, but it's close.
I mean...
Speak your mind, girl.
I don't know that if we weren't sitting down watching it together that I would have continued watching it. I think that...
Did it help having somebody seen it?
I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I thought it was really weird, but I was like, I'm just going to go with it because this is the movie that we picked to watch. And I said, yes, I would watch it. And, I mean...
Was there a part that, you were finally like, oh, okay, I'm into this?
Yes.
Which was?
I think there was.
I love it when she does this.
What?
When you don't say anything, the
I'm just
listeners
thinking
are...
in my head. I'm sorry. I know. I know
the listeners are waiting.
And I'm just thinking. I'm not sure if it's odd or not, but I would say, oddly enough, the part that really got me was... Well, first a little bit with Holly Hunter and Nicolas Cage being newly married and living at this house together and, like, being a couple. And then, what really I think did it for me was when they went to the furniture man's house to steal the baby.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be the prison breakout scene. Well,
because that was super weird, and I was like, "What is this? This is ridiculous and crazy." And I don't know. Again, if we weren't watching it together, I would have been like, "This, I can't. I don't." I think it's very funny now.
Just the guttural scream that comes out of John Goodman's mouth. I play it now before we did this podcast,
just
and you laughed.
Cracking up. I know, it's in the other room, and I think that.
You mean just the dance that Nicolas Cage does to wrangle all these babies? That's what got you?
No, I think the 5 babies sitting in that crib like that under their names, all like,
orderly,
nighttime in their diapers, and orderly, while their parents sit very prim and proper downstairs having their cocktail and reading their evening news. And it's like,
I found it funny how they shot that scene. Mm-hmm. They're sitting in their chair and the camera is low.
There's a lot of really good cinematography in this movie.
Looking up, and almost like Florence, Arizona is sitting. She's almost like this narrow statue.
Yep.
She doesn't. She has anima, but she's not.
She doesn't move a lot.
She doesn't talk much either.
She just sits there
and just bobs her head around while she's looking at her crossword puzzle or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Nathan is in the adjacent seat. Yeah, and this is a straight-on shot. You see the two of them.
That was interesting too.
You're seeing the two of them sitting in their lazy boys, without their feet aren't up, but they're sitting in their chairs with the window behind them when the camera is low, not quite looking up at them, but sort of a subservient, knelt vantage point. And then when she comes up the stairs to check on the babies, the camera is low to the ground, so you can see her head pop up slowly as she takes each step up.
It's like at the level of the stairs, the hallway where the baby's crawling.
Right. So just so many good elements to this movie. I can't recommend it enough. It's not like I need to. It's been out there forever. Everybody talks about it, but when you get a second, especially if you're under the age of 30, watch this movie.
I think it's just very funny.
And our next one is going to be a short, so the podcast isn't going to be as long. I'm just giving you a heads up on that now.
Shorts are great.
As always,
Kinda underrated.
As always, this podcast is brought to you by Hey Honey at heyhoney.biz. I have to plug it, even though I have no recipe for you today. I'll have one for you at a later time. Do we have anything else?
Not right now. No, I don't think so.
All right, more later.
The Oscars are coming up.
Oh, Lord. More on that later. Hugs and kisses, ladies and germs. Toodaloos.
Bye.